That was tricky, but don't tell him that. Oh, that was so easy, mate. This is
Shut up.
Hi guys, this is part 2. Sorry about the delay in uploading this one, but we've been very busy through COVID and lots of other things going on in our little lives, but we're back on it now. So with this particular episode, it's particularly long. I do apologise for that, but you will see why, because I make a fundamental error about where to put the cooler. But it gets solved throughout, and at the end it's problem solved, so don't worry, don't get too stressed about it and don't get too frustrated, but watch and enjoy. Okay, so we're going to put the power supply unit in now. Okay mate, do you want to take those bits? So we'll take both sides off.
Make it a lot easier for us.
I'll put the light there, might be a bit easier.
Do you put them on my side?
Yeah, sure mate.
Thanks. Okay, you can take off the panel.
Sure, glass panel.
Okay, and let's take off the side panel.
Cool.
We don't have to loosen it that much, just enough so you can take it out.
That's it, mate. Good job, buddy.
They should stay in.
And now we've got access to this side, which means we've got clear run through with the power cables and things.
To be able to put our power supply unit in.
Just so you know, we've got these slots here that you can take out. There's actually screws in here, by the sounds of it, for the case. I've got lots of other ones for hard drives. Do you want to have a look in there, mate?
Sure.
So you can slot your hard drives in there.
Cable ties, there's a bunch of cable ties, screws, and that's really it. And extenders if you need them for the motherboard.
Yeah. Okay.
So if you didn't go with the other stuff, you have them with your motherboard.
Yeah, exactly right, Diane.
I mean PC case, thank you.
You've got it. Okay, so we've just gone in a little bit closer, just have a little look at the case there. And we've got a beautiful Seasonic power support unit, which we
turn it off.
We've been opening earlier. Okay, mate. So what we're going to do is just take out these screws, so we can release the bays here. So we've got more access to the cables at the rear. You can do it if you like.
Okay, why not?
Really well made. I love it. It's got rubber feet at the bottom here too. Hard plastic with a bit of rubber. It's lovely. It's quite fiddly, isn't it?
A bit stiff.
Did you want me to put it on its end? Would that be easier for you, Donna? Are you happy with that?
I think they're exactly the same.
Excellent. Good boy for checking.
Try not to scratch it, it's the bottom.
Good boy for noticing, but at least people won't see that. This is the filter down here too. Just, maybe you saw my unboxing video before. Good job, mate.
Last one.
Last but not least.
Still stiff.
I'll go for you.
Okay.
Get the pressure off it.
Can you? No.
It's off there.
No, but can you put it down a little bit?
Yeah, sure.
It's on
It's actually not attached, so you might be able to put your finger through and
there you go.
Cool. Okay, so we just take this out. That's the hard drive section.
You can put that back in and at the end.
You can put more hard drives than this. This is just a slot bay for a couple of them. It's kind of nice unit. I like that. Okay, mate. So we've got this power support unit. So where did the fan have to go again?
The fans.
Did it have to point? Do you remember?
No.
It had to point upwards. That's what the instructions asked us to do.
Oh yeah, the fan.
Okay, so we're going to pop that in there carefully. Make sure we're not going to scratch the unit.
Well, it won't be seen.
It won't be seen. You're right, Thomas. But
To be honest, it might be better if we have it upright so we can screw
I
it in.
think you're right, mate. So we can line them up a little bit nicer. I agree with you. Your case's a bit heavier, yeah. You just say you're careful with the wires there, darling.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right. Okay. I'm trying to get the screws from our case book. A little case box. You've got those little screws there, darling?
Yes.
Perfect. Right, and the screwdriver, if I may, sir.
There you go.
Thanks, mate. It's a great selection, isn't it?
See that come with some cable ties too.
Yeah, and it's got washers as well. That's excellent.
You don't have to do this when you are building yours, but if you want yours to look nice, if you have a glass side to it, you can do cable management.
Yeah, totally agree.
But if you don't at all care about the cables at all, then you don't have to worry about the cable ties.
Right.
But in our
so
case,
I think we need a little dish to put these in.
but in our case, we're gonna have a glass side to it, and we want it to look nice to look at. So
that's right, darling. We've Thomas, could you give me a little dish so I can put these in? So I've got a feeling
sure.
I'm going to lose them. And I know Mum's going to say, what are these screws doing around here? I'll forget. And I think, I don't know actually.
Will this do?
Yeah, absolutely done. Yes, they just wouldn't put them in. I do have a magnetic little bowl somewhere, but I can't lay my hands on it at the moment, so we're going to make do with this. At least you can see them. Just a bit clearer. And we've got little washers to go on too. So we need 4 of them. You alright me putting this in, darling?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
There's no screw hole for all of them, but for most of them it should work just fine. So if you can't tell what we're doing, we're screwing the power unit into the PC case.
Can't believe the quality of it, mate. It's good.
Can't
Can't believe I'm going on about how wonderful a power support unit is. How geeky is that? But it's wonderful. And Seasonic can make a lot of Corsair stuff.
Which are reasonably good quality.
Yeah, absolutely. They are. Quite fiddly.
That should be all of them.
Yeah, I think you're right, darling. Feels good.
Yeah, and it looks good on this side.
Yeah, it does. Okay, I'll just tilt that. You tell me if you can see that in the camera.
That's what it looks like. Looks good.
Cool. Perfect. Okay, going to put the motherboard in now. So we're going to lead with the I/O slot, which goes down there. Thomas, can you point where it is on the case? The gap?
It's right down here. This is the gap.
Perfect. Okay.
Let me hold that cable.
Yeah, it is awkward.
My hand's trapped.
Carefully, I'm trying to touch anything really I don't need to on the motherboard to make sure it's all lined up at the rear.
Should be good now.
The screws are in line. It's good to have a bit of light here, especially with a dark case. Now, we'll just cut off there just so you can have a look at the rear, so you can see what it looks like. Make sure it's all lined up. So if you cut off there, Thomas. Just about to screw it in, but you've got to make sure the I/O plate is completely seated, which it is, and I'm going to go and screw it in. It's probably one of these sections where I might have to speed up a little bit, so it'll drive people nuts. Do you want to sing songs to entertain anyone, Thomas?
No. I don't have a good singing voice.
You have a beautiful voice.
No, I don't. I really don't.
It's good that we got access to the rear of this for if we have to put a different heatsink on for whatever reason.
Mm.
$8,000 screws it takes to put in this motherboard.
Bit of exaggeration, but
Actually, how many are there? I haven't really counted. I've lost count now. There's so many.
I think it's like 8 or 9.
Is there? There's quite a few, isn't there?
Well, it means it'll be nice and secure in there.
Yeah, definitely. Secure is a good thing.
So if you put it on its side for whatever reason, the motherboard won't fall.
Yeah, I agree.
That means you won't break your expensive motherboard. So that's always a plus.
It was your expensive motherboard, but yes. Oh, did I not tell you have to sell your toys for this, darling?
What? You better be joking.
No. Mummy's paying for this, I think.
I thought I was paying with my bank money. And my pocket
Okay,
money.
done. As you can probably guess, we decided to go for the Corsair H100i Pro. I'm just going to speed up this unboxing a little bit to save you a little bit of unnecessary stress. And there we go. Nice and easy. We chose this because it's got a good reputation. It works very, very well, and we like the look of it. It's not the cheapest liquid cooler, but it's really well made, very solidly built. I actually did an unboxing video of this one, a specific one that you can look at, that's also attached in one of my playlists, so feel free to have a look at that. But cannot recommend it enough. It comes with its own thermal paste attached, and comes beautifully equipped with everything you need. I love it. This is just a quick run through some of the stuff you get with it. You get 2 fans with it. They're not RGB fans, unfortunately, but there's the kit laid out. That's what you get. Okay, so now it's time to put the CPU cooler in place, and we've got this Corsair water cool system because it's so cool. That's so funny. Anyway, we've got the Intel instructions here. I'll hold them in front of the camera, and if it's an LGA 115 times or 1151 as it is in this case, then we make sure that this little internal bracket, which goes on the back side of the motherboard, a bit rude, is on the inside position. So let's have a look at that. So take it out of the wrapping. So this is what it looks like. It's this thing, and these devices slide in or out depending on whether you're a different shaped motherboard or not. We're going on the inside one, just like that. And this will get put into place up here, just like that, which is what I'm going to do in a second. Now the next part of it is, when that's pushed into the motherboard, you then follow step 2, which is to have this type of standoff screw, and then we'll do that. So we'll come back to the next part after I've done that. So I'm just going to set up the camera so you can see me more clearly. It looks like quite a snug fit this. I don't know if it'll fit in first time, but I'll go have a go with you. It's probably wiser if I tilt the thing side, I think, as opposed to leaving it upright. I'm just leaving it upright for you because I think it's easier to see. So I'm quite happy to put myself through the limits of science and human exploration and intrigue. Now, according to this thing, I was looking at the instruction, I need these types so they're even either side, which I believe is these ones. Make sure that's correct. Yep. So I'll pop one of those in. And this standoff screw I believe is in here, so that when we put the side back on, we can then screw in the other side. So that's what we're going to do next. Slide the thing back on because they hold it against it, because there's nothing screwing this into place. Because if I just tip it upside, it will just go boom like that. So these are called standoff screws, so they're keeping this mounting bracket stood off and in position while we screw in the other side, I guess. So now replacing the side panel. Okay, and now I should safely be able to put it on its side. Block your ears, Thomas. Just so you know that when installing this water cooler, you can't actually fit the radiator in at the top, where I was hoping to put it, because when it goes in here, like that, there is no clearance at all for the motherboard when it's in place. So I'm considering taking these two out, because it's the same size as the radiator, and the fans can go there, and there'll be plenty of space. But I'm going to have a little workaround with that, so bear with me. Upon further inspection, I think there is a space just about large enough. And there was a guy on YouTube who struggled to put it in at the top, but the distance of these fans blowing over the motherboard and this distance of them being situated up here blowing across the motherboard is exactly the same height. So I think there won't be any issue at all. We've got Corsair Vengeance RAM, and to be fair, they run a little bit lower than I think the RGB ones that he was using. Hence the RGBs aren't always cracked up to what they are supposed to be good at, which is lighting with cooling and speed. Not always. Okay, looking at the state of the cable situation, we've decided that we're going to put some power cables in place before we start interfering with more cables going in there to try and get that under a level of control. So that's what we're going to do now, which means we'll have to take the back or side plate off rather, and take the backing plate for the water cooler off, which will just slot off, so it's no big deal. So I'll just do that now. Can you see that on camera okay? Sure, darling.
That should be good then.
Yeah, definitely. Just take it off. Make sure your fingers are not damp. Perfect. Keep it in its entirety. Wonderful. It's just that we need to get access to down here where the power support unit is, because we probably have to run more cables through. We've got everything through there that we need, but we will need access to the rear too. So without further ado, let's try and find out where all these cables go. I must admit, it was not as easy as I thought. So I thought, oh, this is going to be so easy, just slot in there and all this sort of stuff, and it'll be dead easy. Not. But just with a bit of common sense, you should be able to work things out. But I'll go through a few bits as I go along with you. So Thomas is going to put in the audio cable. He's pointed at a PCI slot there, but it's just that one there. And if you notice looking at the cable, you just put it in front of the camera, darling. It's got a little slot at the back, or one of the sides, I think. No, it doesn't on that one, does it?
No.
There you go. And we just slot it from here, the cable side going towards us, I believe.
Can you check if that's it in?
It looks good to me, darling. Yeah, it looks perfect.
Is that in?
I think so, darling. Yeah, it's quite a nice little snug fit.
Wait, if I tug on it a bit. I think that's in, yeah. That's definitely in.
Cool. Okay, darling, if you want to have a go at these little leads here, we've got the power SW, which goes to the red slot, so that's the power button.
Okay. Let's see if I can do this first try.
Really tricky this, just take your time. And the label must be facing towards the middle. That's it.
There we go.
Perfect.
Then what next?
Okay, the next one, we'll do the one on the opposite side, is the reset SW.
Yeah.
Reset switch, which is the green one.
So
it's the other side of it.
Is it facing the other one? The one that says reset?
It's the one that's green opposite the red.
Okay.
It's colour coded there.
I can't do this.
They're very, very fiddly.
It might have been better if I put the reset one in first.
Yeah, take it out. Take out the other one then, done. So we're able to pull it from the bottom, that's it. Never pull from the cables. Okay, so we'll start at the further side. So you've learned something there. Can you just move your hand a little bit? I'll zoom in so people can see. Move your hands a little bit so we can just see in here. Thomas is trying to get those little cables into this area here. And he needs to start from this side, ideally, and then work that way, because you just run out of space putting the cables in. And it's very tricky. Okay, mate, go for it.
This should be a bit easier.
So you're doing the reset switch first.
There, that was easy.
Good.
And now the power, right, into the red?
Yeah. And are the words pointing in the middle?
Yeah.
Towards each other, that's perfect. Just like to keep uniformity. Okay, now the next ones we've got there, darling, we've got the power LED one.
So what
and
would...
that goes to the yellow.
Power. So plus or minus one?
Well, if you've got the words pointing towards the middle, it'll find its own negotiation for you. So can you see the plus or minus on there at all? On the
they
motherboard?
just say plus or minus on the motherboard. I see plus, but I don't see a minus.
If you have a look at the end here, yeah, unfortunately it doesn't have a different colour cable, does it? They're both in the same slot there.
Yes. I can see 2 pluses.
I would do it to the plus, sweetheart.
Oh yeah, I can see 4 pluses.
I would do it to the plus.
There's 4.
Okay, darling, so we're going to put the power LED ones in now. The plus goes on the plus yellow, and the minus one goes on the minus yellow.
So which one's this one? This is the minus, so that one would not go on the plus.
Your eyesight's amazing. I just can't believe you can read that. It's like you've got telescopic vision.
Okay, and that one's on. Then I put the plus onto the plus, correct?
That's correct, darling. So they match basically. So the minus goes with the minus slot, and the plus goes in the plus slot.
I think that's on.
Well done, mate. Good job. Let's have a little look. Just use the top of your fingernails. You can feel it. Yep, perfect. Good job, mate.
I think that was
next cable is done. The next one is the USB 3 cable for the front bits, so you can see that. And there should be a slot down the motherboard. I think you found it earlier for me, didn't you? Yeah, it's just there.
It's that one right there.
That's fine.
And let's do it like this. And just to make sure, So on this little corner here, that's nothing. There's like it's blocked up.
Yes.
See, on the prongs here, there's one that's missing.
I'll tell you what. I'll get the camera over a little bit. Sorry, sweetheart. I'll just move a little tootsies out of the way. Right. Let's have a look here. So just wait for the focus. If you move your hand there, that's it. Okay.
So there's one prong missing, and that's not accidental. It's on purpose.
Is it that side?
Yes, it's that side.
Okay, so you match that one.
And then on here, you should see a bit of a gap or blockage. It's very hard to see, but if you look at it correctly at the right angle, you can see it.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, well you go and match it up there, sweetheart, and keep the cable bent away from the motherboard if you can. Okay. It's just easier for cable management later. That's all, darling.
What am I putting? Wait.
There's a little recess on one plastic edge there.
Wait. Oh yeah, it has to be like that. I was putting the wrong way on.
That's okay. At least you didn't force it. So just if it doesn't go in easily, then it's best to take restock and have a look.
And see if that's okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is, mate. It looked like you put it in nicely. Yeah, you're doing everything perfectly, darling. It's a great job. Well done. Okay, Thomas. So fans next, then, darling. What have you learned about those cables? What do you think?
So if you notice, just on the cables, there's these 2 notches on the plastic bits, and those will only go a certain way onto the motherboard, and that would be the correct way.
Okay, mate.
So I'm now going to show you that.
Good boy. Perfect.
Okay, so we're going to be putting ours on this side of the motherboard because there's 3 slots for the 3 fans, which is cool. Nice.
Okay. And if we get that wrong, we can always move it somewhere else, I guess. So if I just move this over here, we can get a better view.
Ready?
You just concentrate what you're doing there.
So let's see if I can do this. Perfect.
Well done, mate. It's just that they're quite long, those needles, so just be very careful when you slide them on. Yeah. Just be careful with them.
Now, depending on what motherboard you get, there will be a 4th one. But you don't have to worry about that if your fans only have the 3 holes there. So you just put it into the right spot.
Great job, darling. Nice. Excellent. We'll sort those out in a minute. Cable management time. We're going to put another fan in. We've got 2 slots we've got available to us. Thomas, do you want to point which ones we've got?
We've got
that one there. Yeah,
and we've also got, I believe, that one there.
That's it.
But we also have these 2 over here.
Oh, okay.
That one and that one.
Right. Okay.
But we're going to save those for the water cooling fan.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, so that might go under the system fan though, so we might have to change it again, but just pop it into one of them just to...
I'm going to pop it into the close.
Okay, so which cable do you think, Thomas? What one do you reckon we should put in? Which slot?
So I think we should put this cable right there, yes.
Yeah.
And we should put it in the slot that's just in that gap down there.
Okay, Diane. And which way do I put it?
You would put it so the little notches on the top line up to the notch that is down.
Oh, behind it at the rear there. Got you.
So, hang on.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, you'll put it that way. Should be quite easy. Yeah, that way. Then you put on the first 3 ones to your left. To me up the cable.
Yeah, thanks, Ty. Gosh, it is tricky, isn't it?
Do me do it?
You might have to, Ty. You've got better hands than me. Hold on. Nearly there, Ty. I think it might be in. You have a look, Ty.
Let me have it. I believe that's in.
Sorry about the abrupt cut earlier, guys. It's just that we ran out of memory again, so I just downloaded the information. Cool. It's time to put some power into this thing. We just tip it up this way. Look how strong I am and masterful I am.
You say that, but...
Oh yeah, look at those guns, yeah.
No one really cares.
Okay, so we need to try and get this thing in. So if you've got the power unit, yeah, you can show people what it's like.
So we're gonna be putting, where is it? That end. We're gonna be putting that end into the power supply. Then we're gonna be putting these 2 into the motherboard.
Yep.
And we're gonna try to do a bit of cable management at the same time.
Yes, so best of luck with that, mate. So did you want to do this bit first?
Which one does it go into?
Let's have a look. We've got one that says PC power supply. It's
I
a bit
see
upside
CPU.
down there, isn't it?
I don't see PC power. Which one would it be?
Motherboard.
Motherboard?
Can you see where it says MB posse?
Oh yeah, I see MB.
Okay, it's a bit difficult because it's upside down, darling. It's there because we're going to give power to the motherboard.
So which way would I put this on?
Well, if you look, it's got 2 separate sections. You've got one section there and another section there. So you put the broken part of the cable.
Oh, I put that one in.
Yeah, so...
Oh, so I said the wrong way around.
That's all right, you do it so you can get a feel for it. Just take your time, don't force it.
So that one would go into the top like that.
That's it, you got it.
No,
Well
it's
done,
not nicely in.
Perfect.
Then I put the one straight underneath.
Yeah.
I wish I had the gap here.
It's a bit tricky. It's okay. Would you always move the camera out of the way, darling?
Nope, I'm fine.
Oh, it's the pussycat. We're going to lay them out for weeks. Do you want to go and lay them out, darling? And
You tried to do that.
yeah, it's a bit tricky.
Yeah, I'll make that.
Right, so that one. Yeah, I can't mess this up. I'm supposed to be showing him how to do it. Let's have a look. That was tricky, but don't tell him that. Oh, that was so easy, mate.
Shut up. You're not that good at hiding things.
Okay, so that bit's in. You go behind me, go the other side. Get precise from this.
Ow.
Musical chairs. Okay, I'm
So
going to
we
pop
should-
that through. Let's have a look.
We're going to pop it through here.
Maybe through that slot there. At the back there, you want to pop it?
Or through there.
Mind you, I think the little one's might better through there. Let's have a little look. So I'll just pop the light over there. We lift that and have a look, darling. Give ourselves options.
Oh, that should be fine. Yeah, this way. This will work out fine because we're going to be plugging it. So, let's move it.
Good boy.
Okay.
Yeah.
So where we're going to be plugging this into,
Yeah.
we're going to attempt to plug it into here.
There, yeah.
This.
But you might wish to tuck it in behind, so it's only a little bit showing up here. So we've got an option to push it through here to slot into there.
Yes.
Do you want to try that and see what it looks like?
Okay.
It's always worth a
Do you
shot.
want to pull it on the other end?
Sure, I will. Do you want to hold
Actually, I got it.
Oh, you got it. Well done.
Okay.
I'll push it through.
Yep. I got it.
You pulling my cable with me? Yep, you have to. Oh, hold on, I have to take my anti-static strap off. Yeah, hold on. Yeah, we're awesome. We know exactly what we're
Leave
doing.
mine on.
No, have a
Where's
look.
mine?
I'm just going to show you what's happening there. So, yeah, brilliant.
What is it?
My thing was caught in the back there.
Oh my god.
Right, just take that. Okay, right, done.
How would you manage?
I don't know.
Seriously? How? Okay.
How you getting on? Do you want some more light in there, darling?
No.
Can I help you?
Actually, yeah. So, I believe you'll go like that.
Have a look at it carefully. Take your time.
How's that?
Yeah, do you want me to tilt it down? Would that be easier for you? So you're pushing down as opposed to across. Oh, well done, mate. Good job. Good boy for using opposing pressure and strength there. Good man.
I think that's in.
Yep, looks pretty good to me.
We just had a little glance
Let's
at
just
it.
have a little look around. Hopefully you can't see that now. We can.
We can't really change much about that cable
Spot
sticking
on.
out, so that's fine though.
That's okay. We'll find ways, don't worry. That's awesome, mate. Good job.
Okay, so that's all the cables for the case, PC case.
Well, yeah,
So
but
far.
then we've got a lot more to go yet. No offence. It'll be alright. Okay, if you have a look, this will make your life a lot easier. For these little things in, I don't know if you can see on the camera, it's not focusing very well, is it? It's not now because you're in the light. No, still not focusing. Anyway, it tells you where to put these things, positive earths and things like that. If you remember a little while ago we were struggling with that, I've just found an adapter. So we just put those cables in to those slots
So,
on that adapter and you click the whole thing in so it's easier to remove it. Yeah, go for it, mate, see how you get on with it.
that was a lot easier.
That's good.
There we go. Done.
Well done, mate. Okay everyone, just as a view looking down here, there's a 12 volt system. Now after doing a bit of research with Seasonic, it's saying if you've got a 8-pin connector, put it in the 8-pin slot, but I was looking at these two and if you look carefully, I don't know if you can see that, but there's a slightly different shape on this one and that one. So two square ones and two sort of like oblongy, looks like curvy ones, and they only fit a certain way. So that one is a curvy one, and that one's a curvy one. The other two are squares. So we're going to try and match the same ones here. Curvy, curvy, square, which is this one here. Square, square. didn't think I'd be seeing words like this. So you're going to match them exactly. Very subtle differences. So if you've only got a 4-pin connector that matches, put it in the 4-pin slot. So that's what I'm doing now. And I'll feed that cable through somewhere at some point. We'll do some better cable management, but at the moment just trying to just put in the wires that I think I know what I'm talking about. Probably not. And this goes to the power support unit too. Okay. That goes to the 12 volt rail on the power board, on the power support unit. However, you've got to make sure that it's in the 12 volt section, and I believe from memory that's where it says PCIe rather. Let's sort these cables out. Okay, and then of course the next things we're going to be looking at putting in is obviously the graphics card. Graphics card is probably better to go to closer to the processor as opposed to away from it. It's also got these metal surrounds here, which is good for dissipating heat and so forth. So we're going to be looking at popping that one in at some point. I think the next process is to put the big cooler in, the water one. A little apprehensive, but let's have a go. Okay, I'm going to go back to putting the cooler in now. Like I said before, now because of the nature of the case, because it's concealed this side, I can't put. I'll just tilt this up a little bit. I can't put the back plate on yet because it will just literally fall out until I screw the other side in place. Now I've got to put the radiator on first with the fans according to Corsair. It's very tight with the card here, but if you've got Vengeance memory like I've got, not the RGB versions but the normal high speed Vengeance ones, then it's got enough clearance, thank goodness. As if you've got the RGB ones, you'll have no chance at all. So what I'm going to do now is to put the radiator in place. When that's screwed in place, I'm probably going to get my son to help me a little bit to support the other side of the pump. I'm then going to pull the cables through and attach them to the power support unit, and then put the back and plate on, side plate on, and then deal with it from that point onwards. But anyway, wish me luck. Okay, now according to Corsair, I've got to put the fan in place first. Oh, sorry, the radiator. This is not a fan, it's a radiator. Now, I'm going to orientate it this side because I've got a fan that's too close to here, and it will be too close to the pipe, so it will be not as efficient a fan. So I'm going to run it this side because there's a huge gap between the front fans and here. So I think, just as a layman speaks, it seems better. So I'm now going to attach these fans. I've got some reliable information from the site that they're going to be round this way round, so the sticker is facing here. It's got long screws that come with it too. My son's just coming to help. Do you want to say hi, Thomas?
Hello there.
Hey, he's just woken up. We were playing with this for a long time last night, and we were getting more and more confused because there's actually not that much clear, concise information as to where to put the things. Although the diagrams look great and really easy to follow, they're actually not. Actually quite hard. So I've had to do a mixture of Googling everywhere. I'm having the cable not tightening too much yet. It's probably best to do it on opposing sides. That's the best way of doing things. Just let it locate and tighten it up, so it's just very gentle tightness. I can go around and tighten it up in a little bit. So at this point I could be telling bad jokes and things, but
Please don't.
you're welcome. My son, I don't know if you heard, said please don't. Daddy jokes and everything, they're the best.
They're not the best.
I know. My daughter loves them.
They're laughable because they're so bad.
I know. I'm just going to go around and just tighten them up a bit more. That's located. nice snug fit, that's for sure. Very solid.
It means it will stay in place.
Yeah, it does, darling. I totally agree. I found my really good magnetic screwdrivers, but this is our good luck one now, so I'm using this one. Okay. Just pop the other fan in. So I think from what I've established so far that it's important to get the cable management right, also to keep double, triple checking where you put the cables, because if you get it wrong it could be a very expensive mistake, so I don't wish to do that. It's been about 25, maybe 26 years since I built my last computer, and that was at the time of the Pentium 3 processor, and things have changed since then. And I had a 486 before that I made for Grandad, didn't I?
Yeah.
Which you used for word processing. So,
but for today's standards, that is really bad.
Yeah.
Like, even if it's a gaming PC or not.
I know.
Like, there's a personal computer you use to do work on, that's terrible specs.
Yeah, that's right, darling. Okay, so the fans and the radiator are going to be going in there like that. I'm just going to also let you know that when it's in there, I could screw it into the case here with some washers that come with it. It comes with washers, 8 of these, so there's 8 slots on the back of the radiator and 8 washers, so I'm going to make sure the washers go in. It's just nicer, it finishes things off better, makes it more productive. Just going to show you how tight it is by just tilting this around a little bit, I think. Just move these screws out of the way. So that's how it will work. So in here, that's where it's going to go. Just here, carefully like this. Down here is very, very tight. Just lean the camera over slightly, you'll see what I mean. It'll be going about there and screwing it in place. I'm going to do that now. I'm just going to put the camera back to a better position so you can see me do it. So just managed to get this slotted into place here. And it's very tight. But it is way off the memory, which is good. But if you had the RGB ones, they're significantly higher, so it's not worth it. You don't get any performance increase or anything of the kind, so it's literally a waste of money. Well, space in this situation. So I'll just get that in there. So we've got something to hold in place. That'll do. Oh, thanks for putting the washers in there, Don.
You're welcome. It's perfectly in there.
Yeah, it's pretty tight fit, that's for sure.
But it works, which is a good thing.
Yeah, I think certainly all the screws is a little overkill for it. Because nothing's going to pull down on it.
I think you only need the 4 on each corner really, but...
Quite possibly. Okay, now there are 8 screws supplied. I've put there and there, so these ones and these ones here, slight angle those two. I think 8's overkill. I'll put them in there, but I don't think it really needs 8 screws to hold it. It's certainly not going to move anywhere. Okay, now we're going to start playing with the cables, I think. Okay, so I've got the pump in place. This is one of the connectors to the pump. So we've got this cable I have to put in first so I can feed it through, because it's difficult to get to the power support unit. So I'm going to connect this to the pump end, and this goes into the power supply unit into the SATA port. So I'll just pop those in. And again, online there was no help for this. It wasn't obvious, certainly not to me, as to how to do this. Very frustrating. This only appears to go one way. plate on. Make sure the power cable's still plugged in, so it's all earthed. Okay mate, so that goes to where it says SATA on the back of that.
Okay, let's push it in.
That's it, well done for supporting the other side. Good boy.
There we go.
Nice healthy click. And there's another cable here, it says PSU on it, and that one's got to go to the one that says CPU and PCI.
That's all the way
It's
at
probably,
the back.
probably do the one furthest away from you, it's probably better. Bit tricky.
A bit of light.
Do you want to hold it for you, Di?
So the one that we're gonna put in is the PSU, and then so that one would be.
And it goes to where it says PCIe and CPU.
Oh, okay.
Should be a bank of 3 of them there in a line.
Yes.
Should be along the same line as this one here. The bottom of the board, so you've got to go to the furthest end.
Well, I see CPU up here.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
So.
Yep. Good boy. Okay, so that's gone into which slot, darling?
The PCIe.
That's it, perfect. So this is not to do with the water cooler, this is the one that goes to the motherboard.
It should be the correct one.
Which was a 4-pin connector I showed you earlier. We
Yeah.
just powered it in, now we go on this side. So now we'll go back to putting the back plate in place. We'll do that, just reorientate the camera now. Okay, so we're going to go back to where we were a little while ago, which is to put the back bit in for the board, for the pump, sorry. With the standoff screws attached, so it's just going to go in these slots here, and Thomas is just going to pop that in, and then I'll go and get the sideboard for you, mate. Great job. God, you're much easier at doing it than I am. Yeah, that's fine. It's precaution doing it. It's connected to the power supply though, which is connected to the wall, so it should be absolutely fine. It's to the house then.
You can put it back on now. Okay.
Did you want to do that, darling? I'll
Sure.
let you do it because you're better at it than me. You there?
Yes.
Okay, right. Okay, so you go from the back end and start sliding it towards me. There you go. Make sure it's in the bottom corner. Good job, mate. That's good. They're all in there already, are they? Okay, just going to put the pump in place. Screwdriver. If you're talking with Corsair, it's normal just to use their cooling paste on there. I did buy some, but we don't need it apparently. I'm orientating so the logo looks good. Remember not to touch the bottom of this too with your fingers. That's the other bit of advice. It looks nice. So let's put that over there. Cables out of the way. Corsair thing there.
Should line up just right.
Should do.
There is a warning for stupidity now, as I start to work out that I shouldn't have had the plate on the other side of the case, or the motherboard I should say, but it is solved, so don't worry. To save you more anguish, worry and frustration looking at my daft mistake, I shall speed this section along as you can see, frantically working out, oh my gosh, what am I doing here? My son's helping me, bless him, and we both come to the conclusion that it's wrong, but it is solved.
There's no other screws there that came with it.
These are the ones that came with it, so that they should fit.
Okay, I made a monumental error trying to get too excited doing the job here, but these standoffs should have been on the inside, not to support the case away from that. So dopey dad there. So I'm just going to undo these and put them on the other side. Been exciting this. Just shows you how easy it is to make mistakes. You learn a lot whilst doing this yourself.
Thomas, you'll have to put this back in for me, darling, because you're better at doing it than me. Slide this back on so that'll stay in place.
Oop.
Make sure it's all in. You're going to be in the end.
Uneven.
Can you see all right?
Yeah. Just a matter of putting them on.
Yeah.
There.
Now, when we tilted it last time, it came away, so I think I might try and put the standoffs on the other side. Just change the camera. Okay, so I'm just going to put them in the correct place. I'm just going to hold the back plate. Yes, I think that was wise to hold it because.
Do we hold it for you?
There you go, got it. Thanks for offering, mate. I just did it then.
Oh, okay.
I think I'm doing this right.
Oh, from the confusing diagrams. Yes. Oh, we're definitely doing it the correct way this time.
Just got this little cable to put in place now. This one goes on the side of the pump, and this one goes into a spare USB. See, I know my terminology. I know what I'm talking about. My son's suffering a lot with cold at the moment, poor little thing. It's in that other state. Do you want to hold that in, sweetheart?
Sure.
Do you want to go to bed and do your homework or something instead?
I don't have homework on the
Oh yeah,
weekends.
sorry. And this one, there was a spare USB one down here somewhere.
I'm not entirely sure where.
Yeah, one of these ones here.
USB 1.
Which is that the one I'm pointing at? I can't read the word, guys.
That one is USB 2.
So USB 1's next to it.
Yeah.
Then? Okay, I'll USB 1 then.
Wait, let me have a look. It'll go like that.
Did you want to do it or do you want me to do it?
Oh, I can do it.
Okay, done.
So, I think it'll go like that.
Just go around so you can see what Thomas is doing there.
There we go. That was easy.
That's it. So this went into there. Okay, so just to recap with regards to the water pump, you put the plastic bit on the back, the standoffs go on this side, so it's snugged into place. I can't believe I was stupid enough to actually leave it on the other side. I just assumed it's to stop the case going against it. My son did question me about that yesterday. Anyway, it's sorted now, pump's in place, and it's just the fans now, darling, isn't it?
Yeah.
Something like that. Okay,
So this is one fan.
that's one fan. We've got, where's the other one?
Should I plug it in?
Where is it, sweetheart?
It's here. I've got it.
You've got both fan pumps.
But not both of
Oh,
them.
okay.
I'll just put this one in,
Yeah,
should
sure.
I?
Okay, remind people what that bit's connected to.
This bit is connected to the pump,
Yeah,
correct? And then the pump is connected to the fans.
correct. I think we might go maybe under the pump cable.
Okay, well let me get the other one. And here's the other one.
So well done.
And just like that, you have both your fans connected.
Yeah, perfect. Awesome. Great job. So what's the next thing we're going to do then, Darren, with this?
I think that's everything for the pump.
There's no
Right.
other extra bits left out. We've done
Don't
the
believe
power,
so.
Done that one. Yeah, sure. Okay, fair enough. Right, let's try and have a look at our graphics card next.